Right, welcome back to Horsepower Hair TV. We've got a few subscribers now, so thank you guys for subscribing. Spread the word, Thunderbirds. We want to get it out there. We want to just make people smile, really. So, the story I have for you today is about a Dodge Challenger, how we nearly killed Turkey Neck Jeff, God love him, an American, and how we nearly got shot, all in the same day. It was a mad day. So, I think it was about 2014. I was with a young lady. She had a daughter. I had a daughter. We had this opportunity to go to America. And I had this plan that I was going to rent a Dodge Challenger. I was going to rent a Harley. I was going to rent a Chevy Camaro. I was going to do all these things. This is what I wanted to do. But as people know out there, you know, when you have children in tow, your children have to come first, and that's the way it should be, you know. So anyway, we're very fortunate. We've gone away to California for 3 weeks. We've got this holiday, but I just couldn't let it go. I like to think that I can make things happen. So anyway, we get there, and I'm thinking, how can I get the Dodge Challenger? I want the 5.7 Dodge Challenger. I want to have a drive. How can I do it for free, right? So I come up with this ingenious idea that I'm going to pretend that I want to buy one, so I can take one on a test drive, no problem. So there was this other family there where we were staying, and well, we called him LA Steve, but he's actually from Cornwall. Lovely wife Rose, and son Harold, and daughter Ruby, I believe. Anyway, so we've come up with this plan, me and LA Steve, and we're like, right, we need to get rid of the ladies. Now at the time I was still drinking, so the night before there was some heavy drinking of Bullet whiskey. We're having a laugh. I was doing hair there. Oh, it's all kinds of mad things going on. It was a real good night. You're in a good time. But I backed off. Steve didn't. He was a little bit worse for wear. So anyway, we get up in the morning. The women have gone off. And I'm like, oh no. You know, Steve's hungover. And now I'm stuck in the house. It's backfired. As soon as the door shuts, Steve straight downstairs. He's like, come on, let's go. Well, I said, this is the plan, Steve. We're going to pretend we're going to buy these couple of cars. And he's like, I'm not feeling it, mate. I'm not feeling it. Anyway, we get down there. We get down to the Dodge dealership. I walk in. I'm like, look, we're on holiday in America, in California. We've seen all these cars driving around. We really want them. We're from England. So they light up. You know, they're like, we're going to sell 2 cars, right? So they bring out the V6, and I'm thinking, I really wanted the 5.7. That's the car I wanted to drive. That was my dream car. But I thought, hey, we've achieved the mission. We've got in the car. You know, it's the I think it's 3.6 or 4 litre, whatever. But anyway, it was the small one. It was the baby one. Anyway, we get in the car. I'm driving. Turkey Neck Jeff. So anyway, we're in the V6. We're driving along. You know, we've achieved the mission. I'm driving. Jeff with his turkey neck, and he had a missing finger as well. That's very important. He had this like sort of sagging neck like a turkey, and he had this missing finger. So we're driving along in the car. There's like a sort of like you sort of go round the block, okay? And as we're driving around the block, we're going down the freeway bit, and we're driving along, and we're all chatting and stuff like that. And Steve goes, hold on, everyone be quiet. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? I said, I can't hear anything, Steve. What are you getting on about? He goes, can you hear it? Can you hear it? I said, I can't hear it. So he goes, wind the window down. I said, I can just hear the road, the noise of other cars. He said, no, that's the sound of a V6. That isn't a V8. I'm not interested. I'm not buying one. Jeff thinks he's losing a sale. He's straight on the phone. Phone's back. We get back. The 5.7's there. We've cracked it. We've got free driving the 5.7. Steve's now in the driving seat. We're now back on the same circuit. Off we go. Steve's putting the throttle down a bit. Jeff's in the back. This is a 2-door. Jeff can't get out. Very important. Steve and I are a little hungover. So that's important details to this story. So anyway, Steve, we go around the block, and Jeff's like, bearing in mind this block's about 10 miles. So Jeff's like, look, pull over there, Steve. Let Adam get in the front here on the driver's side and have a go. So Steve floors it straight past this thing where you're meant to pull in. And I'm like, Steve, you've gone past it. It's like, I want to have a go. I think, no, I've lost my drive. Jeff said, don't worry. What we're going to do is when we get to the traffic lights, before we get on the freeway, you can both run out and run round. Okay, so I thought, okay. So I'm starting to sort of relax a bit now, get into the vibe that we're selling, we're buying cars and he's trying to sell it to us. So I said, what, like Starsky and Hutch? So Jeff goes, yeah, like Starsky and Hutch. We pull up to the lights. Steve jumps out, I run out, right? As I run round the car, when you run round a car, you know, something tight like that, you kind of put your hand on it to sort of scoop round. I do anyway. As I've done that, the car's moved. I'm like, what's going on? The car's actually moved. I thought I tripped and fallen over, you know, first of all. And I realised Steve's left the car in drive. So now Jeff is stuck in the back of the car and can't get out. And the car is moving. So I've had to run up to get into the car. So the car's not going fast because it's on a gradient, it's on a hill, but fast enough that I've got to run. And Steve's running. So I get into the car. Tears rolling down my face. I'm going, Steve, you need to kill Jeff. You need to kill Jeff. He's in the back of the car. What are you doing? Right. So, anyway, I'm thinking we are taking the piss now. Anyway, I get to drive. I go around the block. Steve then goes, this hasn't got enough power for me. I want something bigger. So he's now, Jeff's on the phone when we get back. Steve's taking out, I think it's the SRT8 Dodge Challenger, and I'm thinking we are taking the piss. They are going to rumble us. We're going to be in big trouble here, right? So Steve goes around, do you want to go? And I'm thinking, no, we've got to get out of here. We're pushing too far, right? We get back to the showroom. They've got coffee, Coke, cans of Coke, mineral water, whatever we want, donuts laid on. They think they're selling 2 cars to these English guys. We've spun them a story that I own a London salon, which I kind of do, but it's in the suburbs of London. Steve said he's got a big building company. There's him and one other guy. They think we're big money men. We're buying the car. So I think we've got to get out of here. So start thinking, Adam, how do we get out of here? So they come round to me. They're starting to talk about finances now. And I'm like, do you know what? I think I'm 10 grand short. I don't know. You know, I'm 10 grand short on this deal. So Steve looks round at me, cold as a cucumber, and just goes, what, you're just short 10 grand? I said, yeah, I'm short 10 grand. Thinking, right, this is our way out. And he went, just shrugged his shoulders. He said, that's all right, I'll lend you 10 grand. I'm like, oh, Steve, shut up. We're trying to get out of it. Now, how we got out of that was you can't, at that time, I don't know if this is true now, but at that time, you couldn't buy a car in California if you weren't a resident. So you could buy a second-hand car, but you couldn't buy a new car. I don't know why that is, and that's how we got out of there. But they thought that, I think the total bill would have come to $110,000 between us, and we didn't have a penny. We were on holiday with our blended families, and we were broke. So anyway, we got to do it. So then we went across the road and done exactly the same as Chevy, not as eventful, although Steve did do a burnout in the Chevy as we pulled out. So we were in good spirits, we was having a good time. Now Steve does some shooting in Cornwall, he's got a licence, etc. He has that equipment. So he wanted to go to a gun shop. Now, I'm not really into guns, it's not my thing. So this is how we nearly got shot. So what I noticed when we walked into the gun shop is everyone had really baggy shirts on, and I thought that was a bit weird, right? I think there was about 6 guys working in there. And if you can imagine this shop, it was big. It was probably 8 times the size of my shop, maybe even bigger. But all along the wall, you had guns. You had, like, if you imagine a pump action shotgun, you had a pink one, you had a green one, you had a blue one, you had a desert camo, an urban camo, a street camo. You had everything you could think of. Now, what shocked me here was the ammo was just stacked up in the corner when people were coming in and buying it and stuff like that. And in the cabinets were all handguns, right? So we got chatting to this guy. The cabinets were just sort of in front. So the staff, some of the staff walked behind the glass cabinets with the handguns. So we're chatting to this guy and we're just basically shooting the shit. We're having a good day. And Steve's like, oh man, I really need to go to the toilet, because he's a bit hungover. So he goes to the toilet, and when he comes back, rather than walking to where we're talking into the middle of the shop, he walks behind the counters and starts looking at all the rifles and the shotguns. So which the guy who I'm with has gone, excuse me sir, can you step away from the guns? Steve doesn't hear, he's in awe, he's in heaven. It's like me in a Harley shop, he's in heaven. So the guy says it again, Steve still doesn't listen. At that point, I found out why they all wear baggy shirts, because their shirts all come up to the side, and all 6 of them had their hands on guns. To which point I shouted, Steve, get the fuck away from them guns before you get shot. And that's how we nearly got shot in the same day as test driving the Dodge Challenger. Thanks for listening. We look forward to seeing you all soon.